I pay attention to what goes on. And I knew every single individual story that you covered in this film. I knew them individually. What I did not know is the background. I didn't see the real lives. Most of the people, normal, ordinary, everyday Americans, are having their lives destroyed. They put them in this invisible prison. They bankrupt them. And that movie not only had us crying, it had just about everybody that we've talked to and watched the movie in tears.
Men and women.
Men and women, moms and dads. Mark Houck, a dad of 7, and what the FBI did to his family and his children. Beverly Beatty Williams, God bless that woman. She's going with her heart, and boy, are they punishing her. And then, of course, Matthew Perner. I knew that story, Dinesh. And to listen to his aunt talk like that, we were all bawling our eyes out because God bless that young man. And you know how our system works. They force you to make a plea agreement. You have no choice because they tell you, if you make us go all the way to the end, we're going to crucify you, and we own the judges, right? And so you kind of stuck.
Yes. I mean, this is all, you're now talking the complete meat and potatoes of this movie, because the way I thought about it was, if I made the film that focused just on Trump, or even just on Trump and January 6th, I would inevitably get people who would say, well, I'm not Donald Trump, Dinesh, and I didn't go in the Capitol on January 6th or get into fights with the cops. And so I pay my taxes, and so I'm okay. I'm never going to be a target of the Biden regime or of the US government.
Yeah.
And I wanted to show that, no, there are a lot of guys who are just going about their normal lives. They're involved to some degree in civic activity. There may be moms who care about what their kids are learning, or they may be someone who has a heart for the unborn. And so they're like, let me go to this clinic. Let me see if I can talk some women out of making that a terrible decision that they themselves will come to regret. And then suddenly they're facing like 15 years in prison, or there is massive FBI raid with dozens of agents, automatic weapons, all kinds of thuggery going on. And so in my mind, it raised a lot of questions. I mean, number one, like, what motivates the FBI guy to do that? I mean, they can't all be villains. So part of the challenge of explaining a police state is how do you get decent people to do indecent things? How does the bureaucracy manage that? A second thing was, it occurs to me, and then this has occurred to me before, it's the power of film. And it's that if I tell you something, it's not the same as you seeing it. And this is just true of anything else. It doesn't even, if I were to tell you about India, I grew up in India, and I'll tell you 4 or 5 things about it, and you're like, but you still can't really get the feel of it. Now, if I make a film and I show you, this is my house, this is where I grew up, this was my room, and my parents were over here, and this is a picture of them, you get a much fuller idea of what my life was like in India. So in a film, you not only can use authentic footage, and as you know, we used actual footage. We had the FBI, surveillance footage of them breaking into Joe Bolanos' apartment. In other cases, we recreated things with great accuracy. And this is where it helped for us to have Kyle Seraphin and Steve Friend consulting on the movie, because they're FBI guys. They know the lingo. I told them, listen, at the end of a shot, I want people in the FBI or the DHS or the DOJ who see this film to say, that is exactly how that would have gone down. And so the film took a lot of care to recreating events with complete accuracy.